Welcome to Alpha Insights. I'm Adam, and today we have a fascinating discussion lined up about the materials and mining sector, particularly focusing on recycling. I'm joined by Nikolai, a seasoned institutional investment analyst. Welcome, Nikolai.
Thanks for having me, Adam. It's great to be here to talk about such an important topic.
Absolutely. So, just to set the stage, there's some buzz around the forecast by IDTechX, which suggests that recovery of rare earth elements and battery materials is set to grow at more than 9% annually through 2046. Can you break down why this is particularly significant for our listeners?
Sure, a projected growth rate of over 9% signals a robust demand for recycling technologies. This isn't just a passing trend. It suggests a structural shift in how we approach materials, especially given the critical role of rare earth elements and battery materials in electric vehicles and clean energy.
That's a great point. So, if we're looking at this from an investment perspective, what does this mean for companies in this sector?
Investors should be paying close attention to businesses involved in recycling and processing. With demand accelerating, companies that can scale their operations and innovate their processes will likely see sustained revenue growth. This means that both public miners and recyclers could benefit significantly.
And speaking of innovation, I understand that Tomra has been making strides with deposit return systems, or DRS. Can you explain to our listeners what these systems are and why they are so pivotal?
Absolutely. Deposit return systems are incentives, typically set up for beverage containers, that encourage consumers to return their empty containers for a refund. This policy-driven trend is gaining traction globally, and as these systems expand, companies like Tomra benefit as they produce the necessary sorting and reverse vending machines for these processes.
So it's not just about recycling, but also about creating a consistent demand for certain types of equipment?
Exactly. The broader adoption of DRS means steady orders for reverse vending machines and increased visibility into future revenues, which is attractive for investors looking for stability in the market.
Switching gears a bit, I also read about Heil's initiative toward creating a common body platform for their Durapack models. What does that mean for the manufacturing side of things?
Heil's decision to standardize their equipment design can significantly streamline production. By simplifying the product lineup, they reduce complexity, which can lead to faster delivery times and lower costs. This is a win-win for manufacturers looking to improve margins and for fleet operators who prefer standardized equipment for maintenance and efficiency.
It sounds like the entire recycling ecosystem is evolving, but what should investors keep an eye out for in the near term?
Investors should monitor developments and policy updates regarding deposit return systems, as well as procurement activities for recycling infrastructure. Additionally, keeping track of equipment makers' order books and any guidance around capital spending will be crucial.
And of course, they should also be aware of risks like execution challenges and market dynamics that might affect profitability.
Correct. It's essential for investors to stay informed about the operational capacities of recyclers, fluctuating commodity prices, and the competitive landscape as more players enter the market.
Before we wrap up, can you summarize 2 or 3 key takeaways for our listeners today?
Certainly. First, the forecast of over 9% growth in rare earth and battery material recovery highlights a significant opportunity for recyclers and equipment manufacturers. Second, the expansion of deposit return systems creates a consistent demand for relevant technologies. And lastly, investors should watch for policy developments, contract announcements, and order updates from companies in this space.
Thank you so much, Nikolai, for sharing your insights. It's clear that the materials and mining sector, particularly recycling, holds a lot of potential for the future. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in to Alpha Insights today.